Taurus, and welcome to your weekly tarot. Now, this will take you from the 13th to the 20th of November. You've got loads of activity this week, Taurus. You've got two aces, two pages, okay? The pages are quite like the aces, they're like new beginnings, new potentials, that sort of thing. Now, a card flew out the deck, so I brought it into the reading, the beautiful Ace of Wands, okay? And you've got the Chariot as a crowning card. So I think there's a feeling of movement here, okay? Activity, vitality, new beginnings. Interestingly enough though, you've got the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So the Eight of Swords can speak to feeling frustrated, feeling quite stuck. Now, the interesting thing about this Eight of Swords is the gaps are bigger. So she's not really stuck, okay? It can be a feeling of being and you know what, Taurus, I've got a rule. I think we should always honour our feelings. And when that Eight of Swords comes up for me, it generally represents a feeling of feeling stuck, okay? It is a state of mind, which means you can break out of it, because especially with the crowning card is a Chariot, because that's about movement, Taurus. But there seems to be, it's really odd. It's like you're driving forward, you've got a major arcana, which means you're not in charge of it. It's higher power, with that Ace of Wands guiding you forward. But there's a part of you that still feels a little bit stuck. Maybe it's around certain situations that you're feeling stuck. Now you just got new life as well. So these three cards as a crowning card are pretty much the same. This is about vitality, new potential, new life. So I don't know why at the bottom of the deck you're feeling this sense of frustration, that you're not moving forward. It's almost like, I'm going to ask for an additional guidance card around that. It could be around this Five of Pentacles. You just start the week with the Five of Pentacles. There might be a financial issue. Okay, so it might, yeah, I think it might be, because that Eight of Swords is coming with the Seven of Discs. Oh, I've got to sort the light out, which can be about waiting for news. Okay, waiting for, this Seven of Discs is someone who's waiting for things to come to full fruition. Okay, so you might be frustrated because something's in process. But I'm not getting that much financial lack, but there might be a financial issue that's still working its way through, Taurus, and that's what you feel frustrating. The crowning card is new life, the Chariot and the Ace of Wands. That's absolutely beautiful combination about new growth and new potential. But you do start the week with the Five of Discs and the Hierophant. So there might be some financial issue here. And that's what is causing the frustration. You might be waiting to hear about a job. You could have something tied up with the Hierophant, which represents society. There might be some issue that you're having to deal with here. Okay, it could be anything from education, something to do with the establishment, and that Five of Discs, okay? And I think that's what's maybe causing the frustration. You then move on to the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups, as most of you know, is the soulmate card. This is about love, but it's about union. And the Ace of Swords, so the aces are a bit like the pages, okay? They tend to be gifts, new energy coming your way. So for some Taurus, there's clarity around a partnership. Maybe you're starting to see things a little bit clearer. I feel gosh, I feel like another card. Yeah, okay, you got the Fool card here. So maybe this is a sort of a pull towards new beginnings. I remember your reading last week, Taurus. Okay, there was definitely a theme of leaving the past behind and the hurts of the past. This is about getting clarity around love, which leads you to this Fool energy, this new beginning. Now, the Fool loves in the present moment. He doesn't carry the past with him, the Fool. Okay, now when we can't love in the present moment, it's because there's stuff from the past that we're still trying to work through, Taurus. Okay, and that Ace of Swords is about you gaining clarity about what you need to let go of, or the potentials there, because the tarot's only potential. Okay, we have to do the work, but there's clarity being gained, which is helping you move forward to this beautiful new beginning. And I'm really, really quite excited about the 3 combination of cards, because that 0 is that blank slate, which means you're free to move forward, Taurus, without being haunted, without carrying the past with you. Because that's spiritually, we're all trying to get to the Fool card. That's why people meditate. That's why people do yoga, go to counselling, to try and get to that personal place. Anyhow, very exciting. You then get the 9 of Discs, okay, which confuses me a bit, because the 9 of Discs is a good financial card. So I'm not getting lack when that 9 of Discs shows up. It's about having enough, feeling quite self-secure. It's actually more than that. It's about enjoying the fruits of your labour. Sometimes, you know, looking after your body, nurturing, self-care, but really, really enjoying what you've worked for. It's with the 2 of Pentacles. So sometimes that 2 of Pentacles is a bit juggling again. So with that 5 of Discs, there still might be a sense of financially having to juggle things, okay? But some Taurus might have enough and they're actually using that 2 of Pentacles to invest. Because if you look at it, he's letting go of a pentacle, okay? And the pentacle is going out into the sea, and there's a boat there. Okay, so basically, quite often he's letting go of something he's holding on to, so in the future it pays dividends. So it can be about investing. That might be for some Taurus, okay? Or for some Taurus, there's a need to juggle finances still. Anyhow, sorry, I'm going on a little bit. It was those cards, it was just so good to see them there for you. You end the week, two pages, news coming your way. Page of Swords is always turning up at the moment as texting, emailing, internet dating, having a lot of media communication with someone. Okay, that's how he's coming across. Now, for some Taurus, maybe you've been romantically contacting someone online, even a couple of people, and there might be one person who's sticking out beyond the others. That Page of Wands tends to represent having more than one choice, but one choice sticks out, and that's the wand that he's picking up. Okay, and the 2 pages together are speaking of quite a lot of activity and a lot of energy going on. So again, for some Taurus, this is internet dating or dating someone that you meet online, but someone who is really sticking out for you and you're making a decision to follow that impulse. Okay, that's not going to be for everyone. The 2 pages might just be bringing news about a new creative venture, a new work venture, that sort of thing. So you've got a really quite exciting week here, Taurus. 2 aces always speak of new potential, new energy. You've got the new life and the Chariot card. So a lot of forward movement. Now that sense of restriction, I think some Taurus are waiting for something to fully manifest. Okay, you could be waiting on news regarding a job, regarding a relationship, regarding funding. Okay, I'm not sure which one it is. Okay, but the end of the week is a lot of news coming your way, and with that Page of Wands, it tends to be quite good news, by the way. Yeah, because it's leading to the World card, so I think it is going to be good news. This together, this clarity around relationships, Taurus, I love for you. And I'm sorry to go on about it, but your reading last week was quite challenging. And there's clarity around love here. This could be past love that you're still carrying with you. But this Fool is speaking about you leaving that past behind and being that true Venus energy that you are, which is loving like you've never been hurt. Okay, turning up for the moment, being willing to trust and willing to try again. Okay, again, everyone has free will, Taurus. Very, very interesting reading. Love to know how it's all turning out for you, and I'm sure my lovely viewers will let me know. You know who you are, guys. I love it when you let me know how things are working out. I'll speak to you later, Taurus. Bye.